Get over here, hon. Come on. Get over there. Go on. Get over there. Hey. Come on. Go on. Go on. Good girl. Go on. Tomorrow's supposed to be 53. I ought to wipe out what's left of this ice. Good girl, hon. Oh, yeah. Good girl, hon. Good girl, hon. Good girl, hon. Nobody down here. Christmas Eve. I think it's about 5 o'clock, 5:30, something like that. Beautiful. Gonna be really nice tomorrow. I mean, depending on how you look at it, I'd prefer it really cold, to tell you the truth. Makes for a lot better photography. I mean, the way the steam comes out of the stacks, smoke, everything, exhaust. But I'm not complaining. I think I'm gonna go up and into some of these abandoned buildings tomorrow. 53, shit, you can't beat that. After Christmas, check out, see what's going on. Yeah, this is beautiful. I tell you, if you watch these and you're not from around here, you ought to get a cheap flight into Detroit. You know, a deal through the week or on a Monday or something. Rent a car. Downtown's like 20-25 minutes away. Could stay on the outskirts, like Dearborn. That's where I always stay. Just come down here and check this place out. It's really safe. I mean, like all big cities, You know, all it takes is once anywhere. As long as you're reasonably careful, barring just some freak circumstances, you'll be fine. I mean, I've been down doing this stuff my whole life. I lived in Chicago for 13 years. Did the same thing there in all the different neighborhoods, and west side, south side. I never had any problems. Detroit, Cleveland, Miami. Hey, Days, what you doing, hon? What you doing, honey? Come here, hon. Hey, get up there. Come here, hon. It's really a great place to visit. I'll tell you this, I've never, of all the places I've traveled, I think Detroit just offers like a photographer's paradise. Come on, Days. Come on, hon. It's beautiful. You have Windsor, Ontario, right across the river. Bring your passport. Go check that out while you're here. Very nice city. And just really check this place out. A lot of good ethnic restaurants. Big Mexican neighborhoods. Great, by the way. Nice. Arabic neighborhoods. Don't believe that bullshit you read about these Arabic neighborhoods. I lived in Dearborn for I think 5-6 years. Had an office there for longer than that. Arabs are great. I mean, like I've said before, there's a couple that are kooks. But by and large, there was no problem at all. My dad worked with Arabs, and if he were alive now, he'd be like 98 or something. I always spoke highly of them. Great restaurants, low crime rate as a group. All this bullshit lately. A lot of really good ones, most of them. It's like any group. Black, white, Chinese, a couple of fruitcakes, and every group there is. But by and large, it's a good place. Detroit really is. They need to beef up these police departments, make these guys really want to protect and enjoy their job again. I think they ought to restore their old pay. Morale's really down. Same with the fire departments. These people really got fucked over. Now they have some really bad cops down here, but as you saw in one of the last women that I interviewed, Tassie, that lady that is a police officer down here, just a sweetheart. Really nice. So come visit Detroit, check it out. Bring your camera and your video recorder, like I do. Come on, hon. Hey, Daisy. Hey, girl. I wasn't gonna come down here, but you know, people had given me money to give to these women, and then I thought I'd at least ought to try, but very barren down here tonight. So I'm gonna do some more still photography and go back to my hotel, get up early tomorrow. Come here, hon. Days, hey. Come here, honey. Come here, hon. Get over here. Come here. Hey. Come here, honey. I don't want her to slip through that rail or the other side of this aluminum fence, man. If she fell in the drink there, it'd be lights out. Come here, hon. Come here. Come here, hon. Come here. Hey, get over here. Good girl. You good girl. Yeah, this is where I'm talking about. If old Daisy went off the end of this. I'm not saying it'd be impossible to get out, but I wouldn't want to try it. You know, when I was young, there were 2 times I fell through the ice. Once I actually banged my head coming up and cut it, and the other time I didn't. I went in to save a dog, which worked. I look back on that was on the Huron River both times. Man, when you're young, you know, it was kind of like fun. I was with a buddy of mine. We were like excited, you know. It was cold, froze your ass off. But I'll tell you, now that I've gotten older, I think if I fell into this goddamn mess, I'd die before I hit the water. I bought a boat just so I could go down around Zug Island, which I did a year ago, October, down there. See that steam coming out? I took a newspaper reporter or a newspaper photographer with me, and I bought that boat just to make that trip, believe it or not. I've never used it since. We were going to go again this fall, and I just didn't feel like fucking with it, to be honest with you. So, anyway, I noticed when I stayed the night, and then came out myself the next night, and the next day too. And I went from there, went up to Belle Isle, rode around, went out in the middle. You're supposed to report to Canada, and it was hard to get a hold of them in the radio, so I didn't do it. It's only a 12-foot boat with like a 10-horse motor, so you have to be kind of careful. It'd be really easy to get swamped from behind. But anyway, when I was up messing around the Renaissance Center up there, and down around here actually, I noticed that there are a lot of places, like maybe every 50 yards or something, where there's actually a ladder that's welded to the metal corrugated seawall in most places. So it's not quite as bad as it looks. I mean, if you fell in and you swam up to the wall, you do stand a reasonable chance of getting to one of those ladders. You can't see them when you're up here, but when you're down there, you can. You know, speaking of that, it's funny. After we went down to around the steel mills in Zug Island, we went over near the Foot Outer Drive in Southfield, which was like the Ecorse Wyandotte border. And there's a hot dog place across the street. And at the time, the water was really low. And there were 3 of us in this 12-foot boat, which is about max. I mean, if it would have been at all rough or something, we wouldn't have been able to do it. But anyway, we tied up. There's a park across the street there, and we tied up to the rail and then grabbed up on the rail and climbed over and went over and got some hot dogs for lunch. And on the way back, there were a couple guys sitting at a park bench, and the 2 guys from the newspaper were behind me, and I jumped over the rail, and this guy thought I was committing suicide. He came running over, said, "Hey, you know, you'll never make it back. Don't do it, don't do it." And then he realized I was just getting into a boat. But my point here is that there are people that care sometimes, even if they just happen upon a circumstance they think could be someone doing something stupid. But it was nice of them to give a shit. So tonight it is really nice out tonight. See if I can. I notice when it's like sometimes in the evening, right about this time. There we go, right there. If it's low light, it doesn't want to focus good. So that right there is Zug Island. You know, my dad worked on that bridge when he first moved to Michigan. See all the LED lights? Nice. That's right on the other side of the bridge down there. That's the industrial section of Windsor. Windsor's a nice town. I used to spend a ton of time over there when I was younger. Used to have great bars. Just to have fun. You could drink at 18 when I was in high school. You'd go over there, get pitchers of beer, screw around, the good old days.